Want to let you know that Rimmon has created a whole bunch of flyers for you. Flyers are actually really cool because once you print them up, it requires you to actually walk and talk to a person in beyond 4K, real life, somebody who can give you a referral. And that's always the best way with the highest conversion rate to get that person to work with you. So check out Rimmon's free flyers because it will improve your business, especially at a time when we need to improve it. To find these, all you have to do is click this banner somewhere all around here. Now on with the show. And one more thing, in just a couple of days here, this upcoming Friday, I'm going to be speaking at NAMM Focus. It's at the Innisbrook. It's a salamander resort in Tampa, Florida. The whole thing starts on February 6th, which is today. I'll be speaking on Friday. And I'm going to be speaking about, I have my notes here. Let me see. Oh, we're going to have an honest conversation. As opposed to what? Listen. From this show, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. You're not only your greatest advocate, but oftentimes you're your worst enemy. I think for a lot of you, you think the solution lies in your keyboard somewhere. I'd argue it's getting on the other side of your monitor where a lot of the business lies. And we're going to talk about what you can do so you don't have to be a Henry. You could be more of an Etzel. That will make more sense in the next 6 minutes. On with the show. I hope you guys understand the point I'm going to try to get across to you here. Okay, so you all heard yesterday that Provident Mortgage Bank, it's a division of Provident Financial Holdings, they just folded up shop and quit writing new mortgages. Now, they laid off 122 people, according to Crispin. So I bet you can get yourself a crack underwriter right now at a bargain basement rate. Now, this is not just because of Provident, but this whole thing with mortgage companies closing up shop is happening all over the place and is going to keep happening for the foreseeable future, and it is avoidable. That's my point. See, don't you get the feeling like this is just the beginning? That we need to dust off the old implodometer because we're going to start blowing mortgage companies up all over the place? Question is really, is your company next? Oh, by the way, meanwhile, when all this is going on, Angel Oak, who does Alt-A type loans, they just doubled their profits. So one mortgage company folds up shop and goes away, and in the exact same market, with the exact same people, Angel Oak doubles their profits. Well, I mean, I gotta say, one markets with us and one doesn't, and I'll let you guess which one is winning. Angel Oak. But even with that, something is amiss here. Why can one do so well and one do so bad with the same market? By the way, we called this on our show years ago. We told you exactly what was going to happen and what the outcome was going to be. We truly did this for years. We do a show every day, and for our regular watchers, we prognosticate. We foreshadow. And this, let's say, is pretty much expected. Avoidable, but expected. So let's move on. Why is it expected? Why did one belly up and one broke records with profits? How did we know this? Now, I gotta tell you, this isn't rocket science. All Provident had to do was listen to what they were actually saying and watch what they were actually doing and ask themselves, what outcome should we have expected other than folding up shop? And I'll prove it to you right now. Case in point. Provident Financial Holdings said, the company has been pursuing a strategy of improving the profitabilities of their mortgage banking business by reducing operating expenses, commensurate with a significant decline in loan origination volume while maintaining loan sales margins and prudent underwriting standards. Okay, stop. They just could have fixed what happened if they listened to what they said. Their words. They only tried their words. They tried by improving profitability through reducing expenses. Now, that was their plan, their words. We just laid off a whole bunch of people. Nothing about changing their tactics or their products. Just grow and reduce staff with the same stale products, driving the same old reliable Studebaker, while the world with all of its demands changes all around them. In short, they did not address the problem. They just reacted within the framework of what they understand. Well, we tried to improve profitability by firing everybody who makes us money. What else did you expect us to do? Okay. Follow me now. Let me put it this way. Henry Ford was the architect of the Industrial Revolution, the brains behind the assembly line, and the designer of the Model T Ford. Arguably, the singular most responsible person for the world that me and you live in today. That's a fact. Henry Ford did this. Now, did you know that Henry Ford never wanted to build any other car but the Model T? Did you know that? Henry built the Model T from 1908 to 1927. Nothing but it. Assembly line production allowed the price of the touring car version to be lowered from $850 in 1908 to less than $300 in 1925. As time went on, he actually lowered the damn price. At such prices, the Model T at times comprised as much as 40% of all the cars sold in the United States. 40 freaking percent. He had a damn monopoly on the car business. He built cities of industry, all on the Model T, and he never wanted to build anything else. Why? Because the Model T was good enough for Henry Ford, you see. Never mind that all the while, Buick, Studebaker, Chrysler, Pontiac, Chevrolet, and Oldsmobile, they were building bigger and better cars. Ford thought the Model T was perfect and needed no changes. Reduce the price. Now, the problem was, by the time we hit the roaring 30s, we all had disposable income, and we demanded cars that did more than the Model T. Yet, Ford did nothing. He believed his car was perfect. He built cities of factories. All his competitors at this time were having banner years. A plan of action that is very reminiscent of what Provident just did. So where do Ford and Provident diverge in this story? Well, this is pretty clear and interesting. Henry had a son named Edsel Ford. He, Edsel, was an innovator. Edsel saw what his competitors were doing, how they were succeeding, what people were actually buying, and then he, Edsel, demanded that his father Ford, Henry Ford, build a new car, a more luxurious car, the car that people wanted to purchase. Now, Edsel's dad, Henry Ford, he capitulated, and Ford built Edsel's Model A because that's where the demand was. And this is a true story. It destroyed Henry Ford's relationship with his son Edsel. He never forgave Edsel for saving Ford Motor Company because it required him to get rid of his Model T Ford. I mean, isn't it interesting how hard it was for Ford, or people at large, that are so damn smart to make even the most obvious of changes by looking around you and seeing what the market calls for? So back to Provident. Remember, they laid off all the necessary people just like Henry Ford, but that wasn't good enough. So rather than trying to look outside of what they know or what their audience of clients demand, they simply closed up shop. They didn't have their Model A. What was wrong with Provident? They lacked the imagination or didn't have an Edsel Ford to walk them through these turbulent times. So to the second part of this story, ask yourself, what are the competitors doing that is succeeding? All you have to do is look at Angel Oak. Angel Oak is offering a product that the market is demanding. So you, as a loan officer in this industry, ask yourself, what products are you offering? No. Better yet, what products is your audience demanding right now? Look no further than your agency loans on one hand that everybody does and does great and does at great rates right now. Everybody offers that, but only a handful are moving outside of that box and offering Alt A products or your Model A. Get it? Alt A? Get it? Because that's what people who are buying what you sell, money, are demanding right now. So before you or your company closes shop, and do yourself a favor, if your production is not where you need it right now, look outside of what you know. This requires some humility. To recognize in yourself that you simply don't know everything, even in the business that you call your profession. Look outside of yourself, see what the demand is. A lot of it is these Alt A products, and then offer what people want rather than laying off who you have. It's just a thought. And the options, well, they're fairly timeless and plain to see. Hope this helps companies and salespeople.